up guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. Today's video is back to the basics. We are going back to the basics, back to the beginning for the beginners. In this video, I'm going to be doing primer, foundation, and concealer. I'm going to make this a series on my channel, so I hope you guys enjoy these videos. I'm so excited to do this video. I'll show you the tips and tricks on what to do with foundation, how to apply it, and what should work best for your skin. And I am so excited to do a video like this. I've never done one like this. Let's just get in today's video. So when starting off with doing the basics, you want to moisturize, put sunscreen on, do cleanser, do your skincare in the morning before you put your makeup on. This will make your makeup stay on really well, and it'll allow you to be able to blend product better onto your skin. Step one is primer. There's different primers out there. There's primers for oily skin, dry skin, and combo skin. Dry skin, you want to use a hydrating primer. There's hydrating primers, there's pore filling primers, there's redness control primers, there's just whatever you're needing for your skin, that's what they have. Moisturizers that do the oil control, that is a primer for oily skin. And if you have really big pores, then you need to use a pore filling primer. That will make it to where the makeup just stays on top of your skin and it doesn't go away fast, because if you have big pores, your makeup is going to sink into those pores and isn't going to allow the makeup to stay on as long as you would like it to. I'm going to be going in with the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser. You want to apply primer where you need it. On my cheeks, I have really big pores, so I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to put this on my nose too, because I have really big pores on my nose. I don't know if you guys can tell, probably not in the camera, but in person they are really big. I have bad with blackheads, so it's always fun. Now I'm going to show you step two, which is foundation. There are many different types of foundations. There are full coverage foundations, light coverage, medium coverage, completely sheer. That is the amount of coverage that's on, it's in a foundation. There are different types of foundation. There are dewy skin foundations, there are matte, there are CC creams, there are tinted moisturizers. So there is a lot out there for what you need for your skin. There's powder foundations. I personally like the matte foundation. For my skin, I do have oily skin. I get really oily right here and up here and on my chin. I get more oily around this area right here. So that's where I need to keep that from being so oily. So if you have oily skin, you want to stick more towards the matte foundations. For dry skin, you would want to use dewy skin foundations, because if you have dry skin, you're not as oily, so you need to compensate for the oil that you don't have. So hydrating your face before you put primer, before you put foundation on, is a great way to boost the oils and bring that out. And you don't want to put dewy skin foundations onto an oily skin, because that's just going to accentuate the oils and it's going to make you even more oily, and that's what we're trying to stay away from. And so if you have dry skin, you do not want to put matte foundations on, because you're already dry to begin with, so that's just gonna make you even more dry than you already are. So that's what we're trying to stay away from. If you don't like a lot of foundation, which sometimes I don't like to wear foundation, you can go to a tinted moisturizer, and tinted moisturizer is basically what it says in the name. It's a moisturizer that tints, that has a tint to it. So it's going to be really sheer, but I will put some options on the screen of tinted moisturizers that are from like a little bit more of a luxury brand, or something that you would find at Sephora or Ulta. CC creams are a little bit more thick and they don't have a lot of color options. That's another thing with foundations, you want to color match. So firstly, with foundations, you want to color match. Then you want to choose the the amount of coverage you would like, and the type of foundation. Everyone's different. I am actually going to be doing CC cream today. I am using the It CC cream. This has CC cream, it's color correcting, and it is full coverage. Then with foundations, with how you blend, you've got two different options. You've got a buffing brush, and then you've got a beauty blender. I have used beauty blenders, but I have went more to the brushes because with CC creams, it is better to blend out with a brush rather than a beauty blender. And sometimes I don't want it to be so full coverage. So I just use a brush. What I do is I dot on my face because I don't need a lot. So I just dot on my face. And color matching can be pretty tough because different brands have different color matches and they have different skin tones. So sometimes it's kind of hard to find your color, but you just gotta play around and find out what suits you best. Since this isn't my natural color, I'm gonna take this down the neck. If you're wearing a regular foundation and you're not wearing CC cream, you just want to make sure that you take it a little bit underneath the jaw. You don't want to go completely down the neck. You don't want to go all the way down the neck with foundations. If you have the right color, then you don't need to do that. With foundations, you don't want to go, you don't want to put too much. Really, less is more. You're wanting to make this look like your skin as much as possible, so you don't want to go in so heavily on places where you don't need it. And with CC creams, these just like really blend out well, so I don't really have to go in a lot. What I've seen a lot with people blending their makeup out is, well, people that are putting on makeup, they do not blend. And that really kills me. I love blending. Blending is key to anything that you're putting on your face. You want to make sure that it is cohesive, it is seamless. You're not wanting it to just be like a big old ring around your face. Some people just don't blend it out well, and I get so irritated by that. We are moving on to concealer. This will be the last step. This is step 3. I'm gonna carry this over into more videos, so we're just doing face makeup for right now. With concealer, there are the same thing with foundations. There are light coverage, medium coverage, full coverage. They're for matte. There's dewy. Either you get, you know, a full coverage, medium coverage, light coverage in a matte concealer or a dewy concealer. This is from Milani. This is the Conceal and Perfect, and I'm using the shade 100 Pure Ivory. This is their lightest concealer, and since this is a darker, you know, foundation, I'm going to be using this really light one. With concealers, you go at least 2 shades lighter than your actual skin tone, so that way it looks a little bit more like your skin. I do have another concealer that I use at times if I'm just like wanting to look more close to my skin color. I use the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Concealer, and I use shade 5 Ivory. This looks more like my skin tone than this one. Since this is a darker foundation, I'm going to use this lighter one, and it's more full coverage, and since this is a full coverage foundation, I want to use a full coverage concealer. So you have to pick what concealers that are going to match with the brand that you use. Some concealers don't go well and mix well with other brands. If you're using a Too Faced concealer on a Huda Beauty foundation, then it might not blend well. I'm just going to use my brush on different portions of my face. I'm not going to use the brush on my under eye because I'm wanting that to be as seamless as possible. When, you know, finding where to place concealer, you want to place it on the places where light hits it. It doesn't necessarily have to conceal per se. Concealer is meant to brighten the skin up. It's made to accentuate the places where light does hit it and where it's brighter. The places that are going to be brighter are your middle of your forehead, the bridge of your nose where light hits it. It goes underneath your eyes, right there on your chin, a little bit on the upper part of the cupid's bow right there on your mouth, the top part of your mouth, and then right underneath your jawline. Now I'm going to use my ring finger. If you're going to blend out with your finger, you want to use your ring finger, because your ring finger has, it's more gentle than the other fingers. So now we're going to go on to powders. Powders, you can use either a compact powder, which is like a face powder, or you can use a loose powder. I preferably like the loose powders more. I use, well, that was upside down. I use the Coty Airspun loose face powder. I use it in, I think, 047. It doesn't show, but this is the, it says translucent extra coverage. Since I don't have a compact powder, I just use like a eyeshadow. I know that's weird, but I do. So I'm gonna go my under eyes with this Profusion Nudes palette, and I'm gonna use the shade Flurry right here. I'm just gonna place that underneath my eye where I just placed that concealer. Now you don't have to bake, but I just like to bake my under eyes because it just looks better that way. I'm gonna take my beauty blender and I'm just gonna go in with the Coty Airspun powder, and I'm just gonna tap that underneath my under eye. A lot of people use baking as a form of, to where I've seen more now to where baking is used to keep the eyeshadow from falling onto where you put your face makeup on. But if you have dry skin, I would stay away from the powders, because the whole point for dewy skin, well, for dry skin, I mean, is to not look dry. So you could really go without putting powder on. Powder is meant to just set things and keep it in place to where it does not move. I'm gonna set the rest of my face. If you have oily skin, I would just set where you get oily. I tend to get oily all over my face, so I just set the rest of my face. I like to bake underneath my eyes because right here is where I get really oily. But if you don't get that oily, then don't set your face. I will go do the rest of my face, and I will be back to tell you guys more about this video. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay guys, so I'm back. This is the end of the video. I hope you guys like these tips that I gave you on your face makeup and how to make it look really nice. And this is for beginners, so don't feel like you have to, like, you know, make yourself look completely like the professionals. I wish I had videos like this when I was starting out. I basically just watched a bunch of video makeup compilations of like multiple people like just doing these makeup over and over. That's how I learned, and then I just went from there and watched beauty videos on how to learn how to do makeup. Just do what you feel comfortable with. That's what I love about makeup. You know, we don't have to look as, you know, fancy and as the other person. So you literally just go by how you feel and what you would want to do. Remember that I'm actually going to be doing more videos like this. I'm going to be doing more on like the blush, bronzer, eyeshadow, eyebrows, you know, everything with that. Make sure that you are subscribed and that you have the bell turned on so you can be notified when I upload those videos. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought about this video. I really enjoyed it. I really loved doing a video like this. I haven't done a beauty video in what seems like a long time. But yeah, make sure that you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the bell so you can be notified when I upload more videos. Follow me on Instagram I post a lot of like behind the scenes with YouTube and stuff, so make sure that you follow me over there. I will link everything in today's video down below. If you recreate any of this and you like these tips, then tag me on Instagram or let me know, send me a DM. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, love you guys.